Christopher Kenner from upstate New York, Elmira, New York, up near Binghamton, Syracuse area.
Okay, how long have you been in Kensington?
About 2 years now, on and off. Recovery in the recovery community, and then back out here in the addiction community.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood. What was it like?
Uh, Honestly, no worse, no better than anybody else's. Dealt with an alcoholic father. Hardest worker I ever met, though. I never went without. Played sports all the way up through high school, some college basketball. Went and got my bachelor's in sports nutrition from Mansfield University. Had a great mother, my best friend. God bless her, passed away 9 years ago. Went back to school when when she got sick. I knew I had to have an outlet, some type of career as well. I got laid off when COVID hit, and I fell back into addiction. Actually, rewind real quick. When I was playing college ball my junior year, I blew my ankle and got put on perks for 6 months, and that's where the addiction started. I ended up getting clean for about 4.5 years, working with kids. Like I said, I went back to school when my mother got sick, and ended up making $1,100 a week unemployment, and that's when the party started again. Started dabbling with meth, back with the painkillers. Actually, my first addiction again was Suboxone after the
Bring the mic closer.
with the PUA money. I got back into Suboxone. Just randomly tried it to pass a drug test for a buddy, and turn it, full-blown addiction. And when you're making $1,100 a week and you don't have anything to do, I turned back over to drugs, unfortunately, and that led to more pain pills, heroin, methamphetamine, crack cocaine. Turned it around, went back to rehab, moved down here to Chester, Pennsylvania, and lived in the recovery community for about 6 months. One party night, turned again. Ended up kicked out of the recovery house, back on the streets here in Kensington. And even one more time went back to rehab and cleaned it up. I got kicked out of another recovery house, and I started living at a church, and I don't like to lie, they told me how amazing I was doing, and how sometimes, some people aren't addicts. They can, do their use and still take care of their daily habits. So rather than lie, I told them the truth. They told me I was doing amazing. And I said, well, I don't want to lie to y'all, but I do use sometimes in my spare time. Immediately got kicked back out, right back out to the streets. So there's a little stigma with me in recovery community, but I gotta say I'm still blessed. I fought through another 6 months in the streets here, and currently I do have, still tons of opportunity. I did receive my permanent housing with a new apartment, and still in my addiction, so still battling that, but looking into scholarships to get back to school, and going through the methadone clinic. I'll never give up hope. You only fail when you stop trying, so it'll be an ongoing battle the rest of my life, but it is nice that I was able to fight through the homelessness and then get back, into my own housing. But that just means the real work starts now. So, getting clean, and, being honest, I don't think I'll ever be 100% clean, but who will be? We're all addicted to something, whether it's caffeine, cigarettes, alcohol, sugar. But like I said, it's just, you never give up.
That's great, man, to hear that. Words, never give up, because when you look around here, some people have given up, right?
Absolutely. It's sad to see. I still say do the drug, don't let it do you, but I like helping people. A lot of my hustle is they throw away clothes and they get wet, or something happened out here, so I take them back, do laundry, and I sell them for super cheap, so I get something out of it. But but it's not always about money. You know, I give a lot away. And then I get to sell, you know, so I make enough money to get by for my means. But there's a lot of sadness when you walk around here. It's a lot better than it used to be 2 years ago when I came out here. I gotta admit, they've done a lot of good things. It's crazy out here, because in my hometown, when you hear ambulance or something, everybody's head turned. And here, it's like normal if you don't, if you don't hear it, you're like, what's going on? But yeah, there's a lot of sadness out here. But I always try to give people words of encouragement, because the look in their face when I tell them I got my housing it's cool. It's excitement, it's happiness, and they ask me how I did it. So, like, when I go back to school, I want to finish getting my master's in occupational therapy and work with underprivileged so I can help them get resources that I found but never had a means to get to because nobody was telling me about them.
Right. What has life been like for you lately?
Lately, it's a blessing. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to get reinstated back in the methadone clinic, but I got the newest apartment complex that they built on 4th and Race in Old Center City. So it's a little surreal to still go home and see a brand new apartment when just months ago I was sitting here sleeping in the grass at this park.
That's awesome. That's a great feeling to have your own key to put in the door at the end of the night. You got somewhere to rest your head. Do you get bored when you are home?
So I try to stay busy. We got like a living cat, so I try to go out and grab things for the animal. Trying to work out again, get back into the routine. I mean, it's crazy. I got a bachelor's in sports nutrition, but when you're out here and you lose all that, and the addiction, so I'm trying to get back to me, get myself back, get out to the park, playing basketball. I mean, I'm 38 years old, and it's funny to say I still got it. I play with younger
got a
kids.
Jump shot?
Oh, I'm shooting Curry shots before he was shooting them. It's funny.
I got to see you play one of these days and show the other side of you.
I would love to. The summer's here, so I'm hoping to get back into 3-on-3 tournaments and things like that. And not just for competition, but just to push yourself. We push ourselves out here in addiction. Imagine when we push ourselves in the other direction.
Facts. So what's a day in your life look like from the AM to the PM?
Right now, wake up, shower. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of new things. I just got in touch. Penn Medicine out here ruined my dental work, so trying to get back into their school and let them do their work on me in the mornings, because they take volunteers, and the beating we put on ourselves is priceless, but it's so expensive when you go to actually fix it. Besides that, just starting small workouts. You can't just jump back into the person that you were. You didn't get here in the day, so you're not going to get it back in a day. But work out, eat. That's the number one thing that we forget to do when we're out here, is eat. Try to put some of my weight back on. And right now I'm job searching, so I'm doing same-day pay programs and things like that with Clip. But I'm just sitting here trying to apply and reapply myself, because I know that there's scholarships available to pay certain things, like get my fines on my license back, and like I said, get back into school. So it's a lot of research just to see what's available to me still, because I know in the long run that's knowledge that I'll be able to pass on to other people.
Right. What all have addiction stolen from you?
I don't like to say addiction stole from me. I like to say I stole it from me. We're our own worst enemy. So really, my health, like I said, my dental, my pockets being empty, peace of mind more than anything, and peace of mind of my family. I haven't talked to them in a while, and I need to get back to that too. And that's my own fault. Because when you're out here, you don't like to drag people into it, but rather than keeping them, you know what I mean? around, like, letting them know what's going on, you steal their peace of mind by not speaking to them. I think they'd rather hear from the addict than to not hear from you at all. Yeah, and like I said, it feels like you're a true being, you know, because it's a morning to night process, figuring out where you're gonna get the next one, and I mean then like you get your legals, you get warrants, you end up in jail back and forth. Like there's so much more to life than the shit that we do out here, and it's just, you know.
Bring the mic closer, brother.
Sorry. And when I think about it, it's just like it steals everything, you know. It's everything for one thing or one thing for everything.
Tell us what all drug you using currently.
Currently just heroin, crack cocaine. I hate saying just because that's enough, but I smoke it. Never really snorted. I'm blessed to say my ex a few months ago shot me up for the first time, and it never took that bite, so I never kept doing it. But I can tell you, out of the last 5 or 6 of us that got our housing, 4 of us are dead. So I'm trying not to make that list, but
Right.
It's unfortunate.
So how many bags do you smoke in 24 hours?
1, possibly 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's not bad.
not that deep, but
Mike, talking to Mike.
it's not that deep, but it can always be worse, and you never know if it's just that one bag that'll get you. And crack, it could be 5 caps, it could be 25 caps.
And how much do the caps cost?
$3 to $5, and you know, you find new connects, better deals. That's not a good thing, really. You know, it just increases the habit, and I don't know. I've always been a people person, so I meet people. I get great networking connections through either addiction or not addiction. I think now it's time to do it through the other side, the not addiction side, because through the addiction side, it's just increasing my habit. It's taking me in a different direction than a positive one.
How did your family react when they found out you was using drugs?
I feel like at first they really pushed me away, but I feel like recently, especially my dad, like we went through a lot. Like he shot me a few years back. We went through some shit, but he's probably even the one that he didn't push me away. You know, he's just like he wants me to do better, but he loves me, and my family all wants me to do better. I think they're beginning to see a bit of the other side of it too, so they're not using it as much as a stigma and pushing people away. But I also understand they can't have that around their home. I understand that certain people can't have that around their home because it's just not good for them, whether it could bring them back into the addiction or whether it could start a new one, or somebody could get hurt. There's a lot of different variables that I understand why while I'm like this, I can't be around certain people, and it's my fault. It's not theirs. I definitely need to have an attitude of gratitude because, as you probably see from a lot of the other interviews, people with their wounds, loss of limbs, like the deaths, I mean, everybody, all of us have had our bullshit and rough lives, but when we really sit there and look at it, nobody really wants to die, so it's just tough. When we all look at it and we go like, really, we're doing this to ourselves, and there is a better way, and that we all complain, but people lose limbs. They get these wounds that are the size like a football, like holes through their whole body. You lose your mind. I mean, it changes your chemical imbalance. People get cancer, they get emphysema, COPD. The list goes on. You never know what's going to happen. Endocarditis is like a huge one that kills people. They go into the hospital because they're just not taking care of themselves. And like I said, I need an attitude of gratitude because I don't have any of these wounds, but who's to say I don't either, because I'm a smoker. So people who shoot and do all that eat them from the outside in. It could be eating me from the inside out. I have one brother and one sister. My sister's always been an angel and sober. My brother's always been sober too. I think he smoked weed. That's about it. So,
God forbid, right? What would you do if this was your sister out here?
I'd probably lose her. I'd probably come out here and stay every day with her until she left. You know, her and my mom were my best friends, so I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, it's deep, right?
Yeah.
If roles were reversed and I was in your shoes, what questions would you like to ask?
Oh man, just how you keep faith, how you keep pushing on. What's the next move? You know, how'd you get where you're at? Where do you plan to go from here? It's tough.
Let's get off topic and we are done, okay? What are some things you love about yourself or like about yourself?
I love that I'll always be teachable, respectful, and helpful. My hard work ethic and ability to deal with adversity, and just I feel like I'm a diverse person. I got a lot of different positive qualities to match all the negative ones I have too. I like myself as a person.
What's your favorite season of the year?
Fall,
Why?
basketball season. I
Okay.
love the sports. I grew up watching Jordan. I played college ball. It'll always be my first love. The court's where I'll always call home.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see?
Potential. See a hard work ethic. Person still scared about the future, but willing to go through it.
To the people watching this video, what are some things you want them to know about you?
Just I gotta never say die attitude. So I'll never give up on this.
Right. If you had 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be?
To cure addiction. Start my own not-for-profit because I know that's not gonna happen. But just to be able to help people that are less fortunate than me, and you know, get my master's. Simple stuff. Be
Right.
happy.
That's what's up, man. There are a lot of people in this world who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
Really, yeah. We need less dry drunks. You know, a lot of people go to church thinking that's the answer, when the real answer is the church is in us. Be willing to ask questions and keep an open mind. You don't know everybody's story, you don't know everybody's circumstances, and it's not always as cut and dry as you think. So just be more understanding.
If people want to reach out to you to communicate, how can they do that?
I think they're gonna either have to wait for the next video or reach out to you.
Oh, you have an email? It's up to you if you want to give it or not.
Not yet. Maybe the next chapter.
Follow up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yo, Chris, thank you so much for letting us hear your story. Hope it resonate with somebody and they won't come down this road. We wish you nothing but success on your future. Hope you accomplish all the things that you want. And be known for your sobriety, not your addiction. And always remember that recovery is hard, but regret is harder. AML fam, drop all the positive comments you got for Chris. And remember, don't be bitter, be better. And we out there. Peace out.